Hi, this is Mark. In this video, we'll take a look at the miscellaneous section of the node library. The first node is called external, and that's used rarely, but if you wanted to process images through external programs and return the information back to Harmony, you would use a node like this. Master controller is a new feature out of Harmony 15. It allows you to script movements that animators can use using toggles and knobs, and it's quite handy. You just need to learn a little bit of scripting. Next we have the note. Notes are used if you wanted to leave information such as this is a note. You could leave these lying about your node view so that if people needed to see them, they would just have to open the note and see the information. However, I believe that now you could probably just do an insert backdrop and leave your notes this way. Backdrops are fairly new and they are visually pleasing, as well as leaving your notes right up there in the open inside your node view. Plus you can also group them to hold information, so I could move all these nodes around if I wanted to, or resize them this way. Next we have the OpenGL bypass. This is a fairly new feature as well. It allows you to, say, plug in different things that you'd want to render but visually not see in OpenGL. For instance, I want this entire thing to render, but maybe I only want to see Godiva inside of the OpenGL. I can wire it this way, and this is what actually goes down to my display. So finally, I basically see that the left side is what's showing on OpenGL, and the right side is what's going to render. You could also simply make two composites and explain that this is the OpenGL composite and this is the render composite. Using the OpenGL bypass, this allows you to have two different strands and speed up your OpenGL so that you can only view what you need to view, yet render everything in the final process. Next you have the OpenGL cache lock. Now this would probably be set up before it reaches compositing, and it's essentially to speed up the OpenGL process to render previews in advance so that you can work a little faster. You can get more information out of this for the docs.toonboom.com. We also have render preview. When you connect something with render preview, anything that's connected to it will render inside OpenGL, while leaving everything else as OpenGL material. For instance, if I plug this to my background, it will preview and render the background. Therefore, my character is still in OpenGL, which keeps the speed up, but I can see the full background in render quality. You can also change the settings in here as to what you want to render. Next we have script. This is a way to invoke scripts inside of the node view. You can also type in your UI scripts in here, as well as customization up here in the other tabs. And lastly, we have visibility. So visibility is something that allows you to choose whether it renders or if it shows in OpenGL or both. So for example, I might want to see this character but not render it, in which case I would just click soft render off. As you can see, it renders in OpenGL, but if I hit the render button, only the background renders. I can also do the opposite, where I say render the character but don't show it in OpenGL. So now it's in render view. If I go back to OpenGL, it's not showing. Now you wouldn't do this to characters specifically. You might want to do this to toggles or mats, or maybe the mats that you use for your blur variables so that you don't hide your image in the OpenGL view. So you have a few options to customize your workspace with these node view options.